Colorism is very prevalent in India, like extremely. I couldn't play outside
What do
in
you mean
like
by
the
that?
day. Like my parents wouldn't let me go outside.
They didn't want you to get darker?
Right.
I could dig a little deeper if you don't mind me asking. What was one of the most hurtful things you heard growing up about how you look, skin tone, and all that? I want to touch on colorism. It's obviously a big and existing conversation within the Black community. Talk about it a lot, not just here in like North America, Canada, and the U.S., but also a lot in the Caribbean and Africa. Even with like, colorism, for those people who don't know, is favoritism to more lighter skinned or more fair skinned people. And even to the point where some folks will take it amongst themselves to bleach their skin to become lighter. I know from being within the Black community, we often feel, and some often think, that it only happens in our community, but I've come to understand it also happens in other communities as well. And what made me think about it for this conversation is I saw a commercial, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, and it was a South Asian commercial, and it was basically a bleaching product. It's like, and the messaging in the commercial was like, you want to get a better job, bleach your skin. You want to get married, bleach your skin, type of thing. And to me, that was crazy because one, I didn't know that other cultures thought that way or had that kind of same belief, if you will. And two, that commercial was like 2019, 2020. It wasn't 1960s or anything like that. So I give you that preamble because you sometimes, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you've kind of, when I've heard your story, you kind of talked about being the black sheep in your family.
Yeah.
Not looking like everybody else, so how was that? How did you manage that situation, kind of looking different from your family? What were some of the things maybe other family members said to you? Like, how did you navigate being kind of the black sheep, so to speak, of your family?
It was rough. So colorism is very prevalent in India, like extremely. Like my mom is extremely fair. Like she looks like an Italian woman. And so she was like very sought after at the time. And so, yeah, growing up was really hard. I couldn't play outside in like the day. Like my parents wouldn't let me go outside.
They didn't want you to get darker?
Right. Or I would have to wear like long sleeves. I also remember, this is a very vivid memory, but so I grew up in a house, and when the sun was setting, like the shadow for the driveway would go like further and further and further down. And I was like, I could only play where the shadow was until it was like evening time.
That's crazy.
And I was a kid. So like all my friends are playing in the day.
Yeah.
So like, what am I really doing at night? That ended up me developing like a skin allergy, like to the sun, where I would get like severe heat rash.
Wow.
So when I got older, I was just like, I love getting darker. Like I like my skin when I'm like, I feel more golden and
you were
like
tanning today.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, while you were
and
prepping.
So exactly. See, it's all coming together. And so I would just take the heat rash. So I just kept doing it so that my skin would get adjusted to it. I still get heat rash, but it takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
So like before, when I would go to like an all-inclusive, like day 2, I had to be like inside with like cold compresses on me and like aloe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a good feeling. Like growing up, I felt ugly, which gave me like a complex for like a really long time. Being like thicker and having like shape was not a thing. Like it was like to be more like slender and skinny.
Yeah.
In India, I've gone back home like 4 times, I would say. And there's like, you have like aunties and uncles like, oh, like, did you see this? And it's like bleaching products for like your skin and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I've seen it. Like I was very, like I'm the type of person within my family, like I'll say anything to anybody.
You're
so
blunt.
and so I will.
I never got that about you.
No? Really?
No.
So like there's a lot of colorism and even racism like within the Indian community. I remember one of my aunties from, I think she's England. It's like on my mom's side, I don't know. It was like my cousin's wedding. And she was like, oh, like, you know, like, are you ready? Like, is it your time yet? And I was like, oh, I'm just dating. Like, I don't know. And she's like, oh, make sure you don't bring home a BMW. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like a man that drives a BMW? Why not? Like, that's cool. Like,
I know what she meant.
and she was like, black, white, or Muslim. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, right? I'm like, no, I'm going to find a man that's half black and half white and who's Muslim. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And like, what are you telling me? You know what I mean? So it was rough. It was really rough. I didn't feel like I fit in. I didn't feel pretty. My cousins were very protective of me, more so than like my aunts and uncles. I guess just because we all grew up here. So when we would go to even like dance competitions and stuff like that, you would hear other competitors talk in like my language and be like, why is that black girl here? And my cousins would pop off on them. I wouldn't. I was used to it. So like it didn't really bother me.
Right.
But they would cuss and like they would go off on them. So
you know, earlier on you talked about some of your experiences are the reason why you have the friends and the networks that you have, like a blessing. So do you feel like hearing those type of comments, going through that type of experience kind of built kind of like the tough skin or the resilience that you have today?
I think the resilience, it just comes from falling down and continuously getting back up.
Yeah.
I didn't realize sometimes like your reach and like the things that you go through can shape other people too. One of an example of that is my cousin, one of my cousins, a couple of years ago at one of my other cousins' weddings. She has a son and a daughter, and her husband is like my complexion, and she's very fair. So her daughter is about my complexion. And she was telling me that she's like sat down and like talked to her daughter about like her skin tone and like that it's so beautiful and like look at your masi, which is what that means is like aunt in my language. You know, it's like see how pretty she is, like see what she does and things like that. And my cousin was talking to me about it, and she's like, I never knew like half the things you were going through when we were kids because like you never talked about it. And I would never like say anything against my parents or family. I would just take it. And like I would just like disappear, or I wouldn't show up to family events and stuff like that. And people would think that, you know, it's because like, well, I'm mad and I'm like trying to rebel and stuff like that. And that wasn't the case. It's either like I didn't know, or I wasn't invited for like a reason because of like my appearance and stuff like that. And she was just like, you know, when I found all that out after the fact, she's like, I wanted to instill in my daughter like the resilience that you had, even though like we didn't know that you had it at the time. And I cried. I was like, oh my God, like that's so sweet. Like I didn't even realize that that was a thing, or like that was coming off in that way. So like I was happy.
Look at you inspiring folks.
Look at that.
The next generation.
You know? She's cute.
If I can dig a little deeper, if you don't mind me asking, what was one of the most hurtful things you heard growing up about how you look, skin tone, or all that?
And we were in India, and it was myself, my brother, his wife, and my cousin, and we were getting introduced to like other people, and they just didn't introduce me. Like I just wasn't.
It's like you weren't even there.
Yeah, exactly. So that was probably one of the most
how'd that make you feel?
Hurtful things. Just shitty. Like that I wasn't worth it or anything. And I think that stayed with me for a long time. And I think that like feeds into like even my relationships with like men and stuff like that too. I think that it's always been a battle to feel like worth it and to feel like worthy and wanted when I didn't feel like that growing up.